I've mentioned this before in other talks, and we'll go into a little more detail today. It's everything after I am is false, is a story, is not you. I am null, I am a father, I am a body. Anything that comes and goes is not your true nature. It's not what you are. Body, thoughts, the world. I am. That's it. Period. That's all there is. That's what you are. And it seems that the mind likes to label things, likes these stories, likes this order. So many things are done, in the world, seemingly to make it easier to process things, whether it's music or types of food or types of people. And there's nothing wrong with, I suppose, labeling oneself. Maybe for some, I guess maybe there's comfort in that, but it's so limiting. It's so limiting and so not true to what you are. I heard this phrase the other day, and you've probably heard of it. This notion of self-limiting beliefs. I was like, self-limiting beliefs. And then I'm like, any belief in the self is limiting. Any belief in the self, small s, is limiting because it's finite in the infinite and as the infinite. But forget the limiting part of it. These beliefs in the small self are just thoughts arising, and some of them can create quite a bit of stickiness in being, in this. I mean, nothing creates stickiness in being. It's just apparent. It's an illusion. But beyond the I am, it's false. It doesn't exist. And I don't know why there is comfort, but it's as if in many cases, there's so much apparent energy and effort to be the sprinkle when you're the whole damn donut. Why focus on being the sprinkle? And then there's this, these things like, I know that I'm not a sprinkle. I know I'm the donut. Wow, we're rolling with this. I know I'm not a sprinkle, that I'm the donut. But I need more evidence. I really feel like a sprinkle. I can sense it. I can see in the day-to-day. I can't break free of my sprinkleness, my sprinklehood. Man, this is ridiculous. Still, you're not a damn sprinkle. You're the whole donut. When that includes being the sprinkles and the icing, and now maybe I want a donut. There's always a hesitation to say that you should or should not do something. You can do whatever you want, and that's not a problem. You can't do this wrong. You cannot exist incorrectly. You can't be a wrong you. You can't be a wrong sprinkle. You can't be a wrong character. That's all an illusion. But as energy is moving through and as you, there are no missteps. There are no wrong moves that can actually happen because you are the I am. You are that which is prior to anything and everything that comes and goes. I am. Period. It's always been the case. It always will be. Everything else is just thoughts arising and I'm hesitating not to say to do something or don't do something, but don't believe them. Don't believe the thoughts. Even in this apparent state of observing, and in so many conversations that I have, there is this knowledge and awareness. I had a conversation last week with this great guy named Mike, and we were doing this thing with the hands, like, oh, I see, you can see this character living this life, and there's even this apparent distance. Sometimes you get really caught up in it, just like you might in a movie, and you're like, whoa, they got away, or whatever, they're all safe, and then you go back and forth. Even in this observing of the events that might be happening to this character, more thoughts are rising. Oh, that's really interesting. Let's chase that. Let's figure that out. And it's fine if you do, but there's no real reason to do so. And in fact, oftentimes it's these things that happen on the various ends of the spectrum that seem to be more interesting, whether it's trauma or sadness or something that looks like it's really crappy, or something that is really wonderful happening. And then thoughts arising like, yeah, we're kicking ass, we're doing great, this is you're this separate thing that is conquering life, crushing it, winning, killing it, all those things. And you're not. What you truly are is not crushing it or killing it or sad. It might sound like bad news. It might sound like bad news to say that, that middle way is not interesting. And yet it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. It's amazing. It really is. Because there's no good or bad. Those things are just happenings. There's no control over them going on. When something bad happens, thoughts may arise that go back to that and think of what could have been different. And it couldn't have been different, or it would have been the case. It would have been different. I just read a comment. I want to share a word I use, allowance, acceptance, surrender. And I just read one on a comment that I thought was really cool that I want to share, called welcoming. Welcoming, like there's this, if you're listening to these talks on the videos, you see this hand motion that happens. In the context of sort of allowance and, hey, bring it on, whatever is coming up, but also in this sort of prior to, this instinctual feeling of being prior to thoughts, feelings, emotions, this body, everything else. But I like that word, welcoming. And it's all everything. That includes all of it. All of the apparent good, all of the apparent bad. It's all allowed because it's all what is. It's all just happening in this I amness, in consciousness, in the infinite. It's what you are. It's what I am. It's what we all are. I'll keep repeating it in different ways because it's fun. I am. And then zip it. I am happy, sad, jobless, overweight, unable to come up with words. I am, and that's it. Sit there. Concentrate on that. If thoughts arise, allow them to be. Allow them to cruise around and do whatever it is that they're going to do. I am is it.